Welcome to my channel. If you found this video, you're probably wondering why your partner is not interested in having sex after having a baby. My name is Krista Norwick. I'm a pelvic physiotherapist. I have a degree in physiotherapy and extensive training in pelvic health topics, including pregnancy and postpartum. I want to help you understand why your partner might not be interested in sex now that they've gone through pregnancy and they're in the postpartum period. Firstly, I just want to say it's great that you're trying to research and understand what might be going on. I think the absolute best way for you to know why your partner is not interested in sex is to have an open conversation with them about what might be deterring them or what might be the reasons why they aren't really interested right now. I can give you some ideas of generally reasons that we know people will often not feel interested in sex after they go through the pregnancy and postpartum journey. But it's important to recognize that sex and sexuality is so individual, and so there are going to be some nuances or specific things that might be specific to your partner or might not apply to your partner. So I want you to keep that in mind as I go through the list. Number one is lifestyle change. If you just had a baby with your partner and your whole lifestyle is different, you're caring for this tiny human or humans, you are sleeping differently, maybe eating differently, stress is a bit different, your demands on your time are different, all of those factors can absolutely impact interest in sexual activity. And that can impact the person who carried and birthed the baby, but it can also impact anyone who's involved in the care of the child. Number two, if your partner is the person that was pregnant and is now postpartum, their body has gone through a lot of changes, and depending how long ago they gave birth, they could still really be in that healing phase. And so you can imagine childbirth sort of like any other injury. Your body has gone through something big that it now needs to heal and recover from. And so if you can imagine that your pelvis is healing, you could think that perhaps it wouldn't feel that enticing for there to be extra stimulus, touch, even penetration in the area if it doesn't feel like it's fully healed yet, or it doesn't feel fully recovered from that pregnancy and postpartum experience. Number three can be hormonal changes. So hormone changes can absolutely impact libido. And generally, if your partner is breastfeeding, the hormonal changes can actually decrease libido and make the tissue of the vagina actually drier. And so that dryness could potentially make them feel like they're not interested in sexual activity, but also it could increase the chances that it's painful, especially if not enough lube is used with sexual activity. Number four could be that you have attempted sexual activity and it was painful for your partner. Pain can happen for a number of reasons. It could be that the muscles are tight and sore. It could be that the tissue hasn't regained its elasticity, so stretch is painful right now when it never used to be. It could be that it's too dry and you require using more lube than you're used to. And it could be that the nerve is hypersensitized, and that oftentimes is associated with the pelvic floor muscles being a little bit too tight or a little bit sore. All of those reasons for pain can actually often be treated by a pelvic floor physiotherapist. So if you are in communication with your partner about this, you can suggest pelvic floor physiotherapy. It's actually the gold standard for care postpartum. So seeing a pelvic physiotherapist is really, really, really helpful for recovery and then regaining the ability to have sex and to have penetrative intercourse if that's part of your sexual activity pain-free, but also like going past pain-free and actually enjoyable, which is of course very important. Number five is maybe it's not painful for them, but it just doesn't really feel good. So maybe their sensation has changed, they're not able to get aroused as easily, they're not able to orgasm as easily, or it just feels different. And that can also be driven by the pelvic floor muscles. So again, pelvic floor physiotherapy could help with this, help them relearn how to use their muscles, relax them, strengthen them, whatever they might need. And that's quite individual from person to person. And number six could be a little bit more of a psychological component. So sometimes there is so much change and there's so much going on and their body has changed so much that mentally it just doesn't feel like they're ready to participate in sexual activity. Maybe they don't actually feel connected with their body anymore because of all the changes and because of the demands required for taking care of baby. And it's really hard to feel like you want to connect on an intimate level by having sex with a partner if you're not feeling connected with your own body. So that's a big component. The other component could be that if labor and delivery was traumatic at all, that can be something that they really need to move through and heal from before feeling like they can open their body up again to an intimate experience. In this scenario, oftentimes a mental health professional can help support them in what they need. And you as a partner can also really demonstrate support by telling them that there's no pressure, that you're there for them, that you're willing to participate in their journey of healing, both physically and psychologically, if that's something that's going on for them. There could be a number of other reasons why sex is just not interesting for your partner at this time. And like I mentioned at the start of the video, asking them, talking to them about it, that's the best way that you can know for sure what's going on with them. I do want to note that as their partner, as their intimate partner, you have a really important role that you can play. You can really help support them and not put pressure on them if they're not feeling ready to be sexually active again. If you're wanting to help support them through their journey and that is something that they are comfortable with and they're wanting you to help them with, if they are seeing a pelvic physiotherapist, often the pelvic physiotherapist would be willing to have you involved in the treatment as long as your partner says that they want that. So those are the common reasons that we know people generally tend to lose interest or really not want to have sex after having baby. The thing is that there is lots of different treatment options if your partner wants to work towards the goal of wanting to have sex again and being able to have sex pain-free and for it to feel good. The best way that you can be a supportive partner is really to talk to them, open up a dialogue, and ask them how they would like you to support them. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments below. And if you want any more information from me, let me know and I can always make another video. So let me know what your video ideas are in the comments. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.